Darkcast Network. The light shines brightest on our indie podcasts.
That was great. Oh my gosh. Brandi, we're back. Again. We will always come back to you.
Back in the saddle.
We will never forsake you. But shit, man, life is some fucking shit. So
that's the truth.
We'll see what we may or may not talk about today. And we love you guys.
I love you.
And I promise I will release this episode.
I promise. Were you not releasing episodes?
I mean, that's not to say that's not factual. I might have an episode for our patrons. Something special.
Oh, speaking of which, so I was thinking we should do story time for patrons.
Okay, what would that consist of?
Just like story time. Like, hey, guess what happened?
Oh, tea time. Bitch, let's call that shit tea time.
Okay. Tea time, story time.
Tea time for the patrons. I love that. I've got a piece of paper here and I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
I've got it. Tea time for the patrons.
Yeah.
For
us to give you the tea.
For the tea. Okay, I like this. I'm Sunny Hepburn.
And I'm Brandi Fleeks.
And this is Book of Lies. The podcast.
It's Bolt, bitches.
Yes, it is. And hello, listeners, new, old, wherever you're finding us in your path of life. Hello, and how are you guys doing?
Path of life?
Yeah, I mean, like, because you can listen to this podcast anytime.
Yeah.
To our loyal listeners, we love you guys. I'm glad you guys were listening to this when we dropped it.
Wherever you are on life's journey.
On like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be like a year later when they're getting this episode. Right now, it is October of 2022.
True that.
And, wow.
Yesterday was Gracie's birthday.
Yesterday, your baby turned 8 years old. And how's that going? Eye roll.
She's just too much. Too much. As an 8-year-old. She's too mature for her age.
I wonder where she gets that from.
Don't ask me, I don't know.
Man, well, she is, I forget how old she is. Like, or
how young she is?
How young? No. Like, I feel like I see her as a little baby. Because I was like, you can get the orange juice out of the refrigerator yourself, can't you? She's like, yeah. And I was like, you can pour yourself a drink? Yeah. I'm like, okay, girl, handle your business. I don't have to get off my tuchus and get you a drink. You can get your own drink.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
don't like it.
Okay, that's respectable. I don't like having a 13-year-old. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Whew. And them girls, because I know having a 13-year-old boy was annoying AF. So I know a girl, you just want to punch her in her nose every day.
Every day. And, you know, we've been going through our journey. So I had to focus on, you know, what's important. My family. I love you guys. Y'all are like my second, third, fourth family. And it has just been so difficult. And I get emotional. Like, I'm so emotional. I don't know why. I'm always crying. I'm just like, I'm a big old crybaby anytime I talk about my child. Like, we had therapy yesterday. And it was...
Together?
Yeah. So usually she'll do therapy by herself via video. You know, it'll be a video conferencing. And we decided to book a live one. And I'm happy that I was able to be a part of it because I don't know what the hell she talks to them about because they don't have to tell me because she's 13. Like, who the fuck does that mean? Like, I don't care. Stop it right now. Medical records and what have you.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space, sure. But I was really happy that I could be in there just because I feel like she's angry at me all the time. She's never happy. She doesn't do her work. She doesn't clean up. Like, she lives in a... Oh, my God. No, the fucking school's... Look at... Talking about her, the school's calling me. Hang on a second. I'm going to pause this. Hello? Sneaky kids. Like I'm so sick of this middle school bullshit, y'all. Like this is why we haven't recorded, honestly. Like I don't have the bandwidth to like deal with this. So real time, I'm just got a call from the principal from the school. Some bullshit. And apparently it's all surrounding Instagram, so I made her get off Instagram. And so she supposedly broke her phone. She gave me a phone on Friday, broken and upset. I was like, oh, well, that's what you get. And she seemed to be okay with not having a phone it's been a week that she hasn't had a phone. So I'm like, haha, that's what you get for breaking your phone and being an asshole.
Yeah.
Whatever. I get a call from the principal that she has a phone today. And I'm like, my mind is blown. Like, where did this phone come from? How come I don't know you have a phone? And apparently there's some messaging, like she's talking shit to some girl about fighting.
Ugh.
And that's what all these 8th graders do. Just fight.
Kendall can't fight.
She can't fight.
She's not a fighter.
Not at all. And I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening. I'm annoyed by the whole situation and by these girls' energy with each other. Like, you just want to, like, why? Why?
You know what? And social media has fucked up these kids. Like,
phones have fucked up our kids. Like, we have fucked up our children. I truly regret the day I gave my daughter a phone. Yeah. And then when she, started actually using it and talking to people, and where the people communication is happening is on social media.
Yeah.
And then that's a whole different beast as well. That's the root of the trouble this year. It's Instagram. It's Snapchat. It's the social media where they be talking to each other, writing stuff that's getting screenshotted and shared at school, and there are threats now.
Yeah, I watched this movie last night on Hulu. It's called Grim Cuddy, and it's about exactly that. But it's about the parents' fear and worry for their kids brings this monster to life, and the monster attacks the kids.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that sounds terrible.
The monster cuts them, and they think that the kids are cutting themselves, but it's this monster that's cutting these kids.
So they created a monster. Interesting.
They're like, there's this Grim Cuddy. The movie's called Grim Cuddy. There's this Grim Cuddy challenge, and it's making kids cut themselves, but it's not. It's literally the parents' fear and worry for the kids makes this fucking creature manifest, and it cuts their kids.
Damn. Their fear has manifested. I'm not afraid. I'm just like, you're ruining your future. And it's only 8th grade, I guess. And maybe she shouldn't be around these fucking asshole kids until she can learn how to control herself and not engage in the bull. She wants to be in the mix of everything.
That's why childhood and teen depression is on the rise. It's because of social media.
Yeah.
It's because of social media. Their anxiety levels are higher than they've ever been.
Yep.
It's because of fucking social media.
Well, I've got one of them, so here we go.
Because used to be, we only worried about school. That was it. That's all we had to worry about. Now we have to worry about what people are saying about us on social media.
Oh, my gosh.
Especially kids. You know how fucking mean teenagers are.
Everybody's a bunch of assholes. I'm just tired of it.
We're supposed to be in an anti-bullying phase, but it's worse than ever.
It's worse than ever. Everything around school, anti-bullying. Don't let cyberbullying this, that.
Yeah, no, it's bad because everybody's fucking kids are on social media.
Yep.
And
acting like
social
assholes
media
toward
doesn't
each
give
other.
a shit about our kids.
No.
It's so...
They want you on there so they could sell you to advertisers.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on over here. Yeah, so we're going to talk about something. Brandi, what are we talking about today?
I have to go back to my notes.
They fell asleep.
So today we are talking about something that, okay, so I was watching, of course, Netflix, and this documentary popped up, Fortune Seller, a TV scam.
Okay.
So our subject today is Wanna Marchi, and my sources are Netflix, of course, Napalike.com, which is this Italian gossip website, and Wikipedia, of course, because it's Wikipedia. And so, yeah, this happened in Italy. So Wanna Marchi
In Italy, okay.
was born on September 2nd, 1942. So she is a fellow Virgo. And she was born into a large family. Apparently she had like 10 or 11 siblings. And she was born in Castel Guelfo in Bologna, Italy. Her parents were farmers and they didn't have a lot of money. But like it showed pictures of them and they looked, like they were happy. When she was 15, her father died on Christmas in 1957. And so she went to work. And she started working as a cosmetologist. And she would travel from salons, from salon to salon, asking, "Hey, can I do your customer's makeup?"
Oh, okay.
And she even worked in a funeral home doing makeup for deceased people. She met a man named Raimondo Nobile, who was a wealthy man, and when she was 18, she married him. His mother did not like her because she was poor. She was, the child of farmers. And even, like, on their wedding day, her mother-in-law was like, "You're ugly."
Damn!
She did not like her. She protested, like, she objected to them getting married. She was not having it, but they got married anyway.
You're ugly? And I would have said your mother.
Yeah, she told her she was ugly on her wedding.
That's messed up. Dang, you want to ruin my wedding if you're...
Yeah, so with her husband, she had 2 children, Maurizio and Stefania. And she said her husband was an abuser and he was a cheater. So he would leave for work and like he would go out of town. He traveled for work. And when he'd come back, he would never had any money. So she was like, I don't know what he was doing with it. He was spending it on other women.
He was tricking.
Or whatever, but he never brought home the money. So I had to work. So she continued working, doing her cosmetology thing. And she had a really good work ethic. So toward the end of the 70s, she was approached to sell products for television shows. Because at that time in Italy, every town had its own TV show. Its own TV station.
Oh, okay.
So they had little private TV stations, and they could put whatever they wanted on the stations.
Okay.
And so they needed money, so what they did was most of the shows on these stations were like telemarketing shows or sales shows like QVC.
Yeah.
So they would sell products. I don't know like what the bit times were, if they were like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. But they had different people who like became celebrities in their own rights from being these people who, sold shit on TV.
Pitchmen.
Pretty much, yeah. Like they were barkers. So basically, one of the guys who was famous, he said that he did it like he was at a swap meet. Like, hey, you want to buy this? Hey, just shouting to the camera, come buy this. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so she started, and she wasn't very good. Like, she didn't sell anything the first time. The second time, she sold, like, maybe a couple of things.
Yeah.
Items or whatever the product was. The third time, she went out there, she didn't have anything in her hand. She was like, "I'm sorry, I suck. I have to feed my kids, so I have to quit."
Oh, damn.
And then people started buying. They started calling in to buy because she basically was like
self-loathing.
Yeah, like I can't do this anymore. I'm not good at it, and I need to feed my kids. So
her honesty.
Yeah, and so she started selling, and she developed a persona, I guess, that was more like boisterous. Mm-hmm. So she started to be loud and just get crazy and be just doing all these movements and whatnot. And I guess it got people's attention. She was selling cosmetics, so she started doing a thing where she would just insult the viewers and be like, "Acne, you have acne. Acne is ugly. Acne is gross. So you need to buy this product to get rid of that ugly acne." And people would do it. They would call in and buy. Oh my god, I'm gross. I need to get this product so my acne can go away. Yeah.
Why are you so mean to me?
Right. So yeah, she definitely made a mark. So at some point, her daughter Stefania joined her in the doing the TV sales. And Stefania said she wasn't good at, selling, but she was good at finding products to sell.
Stefania?
Mm-hmm. So, after a couple of years, Wanna created her own company called Wanna Brands. And Stefania would like come up with ideas for her to sell or products for her to sell. One day they were at a cafe and she noticed that the people that worked there, they all had big bellies. Like she was like, that guy has a big belly, that guy has a big belly. We're going to sell belly melter. And the product didn't exist yet, but she was like, we're going to sell belly melter. And so Wanna and Stefania, they partnered with this company, this cosmetic manufacturer, and they were like, this is a product that we want to sell. So without a product at all in hand, she went on TV and was like, belly melter, you got a big belly, you want to buy this, blah, 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 blah. Hey, fat ass, you want to buy this? You need to buy this, you're fat, nobody likes a fat, what, like, and she was saying that she was targeting housewives because they were the ones watching. And they were like, after getting married, women are like, well, I don't have to do anything anymore because I'm married now. I already have a husband. And so they would get fat. And she's like, no man wants to sleep with an elephant.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
How dare you play on my insecurities?
She went on TV saying all of this stuff without having a product. And then she calls the guy. She's like, okay, I sold 30,000 units of this. You need to make it now. And he's like, what? So he ended up, making a formula for this product. It was born, and so she started selling it, sold it for years on TV. She became known as the queen of telesales and telebarker.
Telebarker.
Of course, a product that you just decided to start selling and had somebody make for you doesn't have any actual proof behind it, right? So the product, of course, did not work.
Yeah, I'm gonna melt the fat on your belly. Like, what are you doing to this? Like what?
It was, and like you're slathering all this cream onto your
Crisco ass.
They were putting it on their thighs and on their stomachs, whatever. Yeah. Didn't work. People complained, but they still kept buying it
because they want something to help.
Right, and so of course, you have to use it more for it to work.
Bitch.
Exactly. At some point, she gets involved. Well, it's believed that she gets involved with organized crime. They don't know, there's not any proof that she was involved with organized crime, but she was associated with another woman who was definitely known to be involved with organized crime.
Get down and get funky.
Right. So, like, some stuff started happening. One of her the building that she had that she ran her business out of burnt down. They don't know who did it or why. And then later they're coming to find out that it's a family friend that her daughter had grown up with who I guess maybe was jealous. Some weird, like there's a story behind it, but we don't actually know who did it and why. That type of thing. But in 1990, she was arrested and sentenced to 1 year and 11 months in prison for complicity in fraudulent bankruptcy because her company, Wanna Marchi, the one that she sold her cosmetic products out of, they filed for bankruptcy. And through forensic accounting, they figured out that, okay, this is fucking fake. Like, you're filing for bankruptcy so you don't have to pay your bills or whatever, but you need to be fucking paying your bills. Like, so she went to jail for a year. Almost 2 years.
Dang.
She comes out and gets involved with this politician guy by the name of Attilio Capra de Care, and he supports her in getting back on TV. He has his own TV station, and he's like, okay, you know what? You're good at what you do. Let's get you selling. But this time, they're not selling a product. They're selling, they're selling a product and a service. So he has this man that's working for him right now as a waiter by the name of Mario Pacheco do Nascimento. He's from Brazil, but he somehow made it over to Italy, immigrated to Italy. I don't even know how he actually got there, but he's from Brazil. Dark skin. He bleaches his hair white.
Oh, my.
So, he's this black man on TV in Italy, and he's, like, exotic.
Interesting.
And he's from Brazil, and in Brazil they practice, or where he's from, they practice some, like, one of those religions that's, like, really ritualistic and, like, spiritual, almost like voodoo, but not voodoo.
Yeah.
Type, where they, like, fucking wave feathers
Santeria?
around and dance and all that. It's not called that there. It's called something else. I forgot what it was called, but they pitch him as being a magic man. Like,
a brujo.
can see the future, or he can tell fortunes. Like, and he was like, look at him. He's really good at guessing things. So
He's Miss Cleo.
So basically, yes. There's Miss Cleo and there's Golden Panties. Okay? That's what we're doing.
Check him out, y'all. We've got episodes about Golden Panties and Miss Cleo.
Yeah. So they basically put him on TV. So now he and Stefania and Wanna are working together. They're all on this show together. And what they're selling is lottery numbers.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And horoscopes.
Oh, okay.
But the lottery numbers are customized to the specific person that is buying them. So you call in, I do some fake shit. I give you some numbers, and I also send you, with the lottery numbers comes a ritual that you have to do to guarantee that you're going to win.
Oh,
so
man.
He would give them some numbers, send them a sachet of salt.
Mm-hmm.
The caller is instructed to dissolve this salt in a glass of water, and their lottery numbers will win. When it didn't happen, when they didn't win, they would call back, and they'd be like, oh, well, I did this ritual and it didn't win. And they would ask them, but did the salt dissolve? If the salt didn't dissolve, that means someone put the evil eye on you, or you have the evil eye on you. And you need...
Big old rock salt is not going to dissolve.
And you need to buy this ritual to get the evil eye off of you.
It's a fucking sales funnel.
It's a fucking cycle. So...
It's an email campaign.
Right. So they would do this. They would sell them a sachet of ivy, or a sprig of ivy, and they would sell them a sprig of ivy and like a talisman. And they're like, you have to use this and do this ritual, and it'll take the evil eye off you. And then if they, of course, they're going to buy more lottery numbers and more salt and just do it all over again. But the thing about salt is that once the salt gets in the water, it's only going to dissolve at a certain point. Once the water becomes saturated, the salt doesn't dissolve anymore. So if you're telling me to put a half a cup of salt into a cup of water, that salt's not going to dissolve. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So,
it's a game.
Exactly.
It's a fucking game. It's a fucking game.
Yes. So they would badger callers into doing these rituals. So when people balked about, buying the products, they would say horrible things. There was a woman who didn't want to pay for the ritual, and Wanna was like, do you want your daughter to die?
Wow.
For 20 million, it's because they were paying lira. So for 20 million lira, are you willing to let your daughter die? That's a terrible evil coming, and she doesn't want to stop it. Like, she was yelling on air to this woman about her daughter dying if you don't pay this 20 million lira to me to give you this ritual. Your daughter's going to die.
Well, bitch. How rude, first of all. Don't talk to me like that. And no, I don't want your shit no more. Yeah, apparently I do want her to die. Fuck you.
Well, okay, so on November 27, 2001, a TV show called Stricia la Notizie aired an episode about a series of scams.
So I'm having a game night on October 29th. It's a Saturday. It's right before Halloween. You should come.
Okay, cool. So, this show airs an episode that involved a series of scams with her daughter and Donacimiento, saying that they were scamming people with these talismans and this salt and this shit, this desired money and all this stuff. So there was a woman who had previously purchased some of the belly cream, the slimming cream from them, and it didn't work.
Of course not.
So I guess she contacted this show, and she acted as a new customer, or as a customer who wanted to buy some lottery numbers. Mm-hmm. So they basically did like an investigative journalism piece on it. She calls, and the journalist that she's working with puts her on speakerphone. And so they're on speakerphone, then they get her ordering, and the other end, them on the phone with her. And, of course, the lottery numbers don't work, all that stuff. So she calls them again and says, I need My lottery numbers didn't work, and they're like, you need the ritual to get the evil eye off of you. Buy this. We're gonna send, and they were charging her, I want to say 300,000 lira for the surgery, for the ritual,
For the voodoo surgery.
Yeah,
to remove the evil eye.
right. So they were like, we're gonna send a courier to you with your package. The courier is gonna take the money. And so when the courier arrived that day, she called the journalist, and he was in the closet in another room listening to this whole thing. So she called them, and when the courier arrived, she was like, I'm not interested anymore. I don't want it. And so when she called the company, Stefania was next to the person, the operator that took the phone call, and she picks up the phone, and she's like, basically berates her. She's like, I don't know if she said the same shit that her mother had said to the other lady, but she got on the phone and berated her, and they recorded the whole thing on his show.
Oh, damn.
So there had been complaints about them before, but the government, the authorities didn't get involved. But this time, because it was on TV and there was, proof, the authorities are like, okay, yeah, we're going to investigate this. So the Provincial Tax Police Unit of the Guardia di Finanza of Milan launches an investigation along with the judicial authority, and they are looking into Wanna Marchi and Stefania for fraud and extortion. And the extortion, I guess they call it aggravated fraud.
Do you want your children to die?
Yeah, you want
come
your
on.
daughter to die.
Damn. Why would you put that on me, Ricky Bobby?
Exactly. So they get indicted. They're like, yeah, you guys are doing fucking bullshit. They get indicted. Mario Pacheco do Nascimento is like, oh shit, some shit's about to go down. So he bounces. Goes back to freaking Brazil.
Gotta go.
Yeah, he knew it was coming. Because you guys are doing dirt. Let's be serious. You guys are doing dirt. He left. Didn't say shit to Juana. Didn't say shit to Stefania. Just caught a flight.
Nope, out of there.
But he was, he left before his bags did. And so when his bags were supposed to be in transit, they were seized by the police. And he had all kinds of, fucking gaudy ass expensive shit in there. But they seized it, so I guess he never got that stuff back.
But my gold!
Exactly. Exactly.
People are so ridiculous.
Yeah,
But why do you buy the strangest things? I'll buy food or seeds or something. I'm like, ooh, I got some money. Let me order some of these seeds off the website.
Right. But that's something that you can actually use.
Yeah.
Not some fucking bootleg ass lottery numbers that some dude pulled out of his ass with some salt. And if you know anything about salt and water, all that salt's not going to devolve. What are you doing?
They're playing on people's stupidity, obviously. They want you to really believe so much that you leave your common sense.
They earn billions of dollars from people.
Wow.
Lira, I should say.
Whoa.
Billions of lira.
Billions is in any currency is a lot of money.
Yes. So on January 24th, 2002, Wanna Marchi and her daughter, Stefania Nobile, were arrested. And they were arrested along with 5 other people that were linked to this company. Wanna Marchi's boyfriend, what's his name? Francesco Campana. He was arrested as well because he created the software that they were using to fuck over people, I guess. So,
The software?
Yeah, because her first husband, he had died.
Yeah.
He died.
Well, I know she hated him anyway, right?
Right, yeah,
she had to work.
Him. He was an abuser.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, yeah. But yeah, he had died. In the documentary, she's like, he's still coming after me, even from the grave.
Oh, damn. But what's this software?
I don't know what it was. It was a software that he created, or a computer system that he created for them.
Okay.
To use,
Probably to stalk them, solicit them.
Oh, yeah, because they went into a database. So they also, I didn't mention this, they also would call these people after I don't know how long, and be like, hey, did it work?
Okay.
And if they didn't call to complain, they would call them back.
Oh.
And that's how they would get other people. The people who didn't, like, they were like, oh shit, well, I guess it didn't work. They would call them back and be like, oh, you have the evil eye on you. So
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So they're like, oh, they didn't come to us. We're
Yeah, they would call people. So yeah, it was a
I'm like, yeah, it did work. I'm great. Bye.
yeah, it was. I forgot to mention that part. It was a system where they would check in on you just to see if they could get some more money at you.
Bastards.
So there was a total of 32 people who filed a formal complaint against them, and 62 people were at the trial, and they testified, and they were like, there was one person who said that she lost 250 million lira to get rid of the evil eye. Like, she
250 million?
Yeah.
To get rid of
250 million lira.
And you don't even have an evil eye, girl. You're just beautiful.
These people went into debt trying to get rid of the evil eye because, Do Nacimiento told them that they had an evil eye. So a lot of people lost a lot of money, over these fucked up scams. But it was all the same. So, if the salt didn't melt, then you have the evil eye, and then I'm gonna call you to find out if it happened, if you did the ritual right, all that other stuff, and just keep badgering you for more money. That's basically what they were doing. It's fucked up. On May 10th, 2006, Marchi Francesco Campagna and her daughter were convicted in the court of Milan for criminal association aimed at aggravated fraud. And they were each sentenced to 10 years, 4 years, and 10 years. So,
Mom got 10 years.
Juana got 10 years. Stefania got 10 years. Francesco got 4 years.
The boyfriend's Francesco.
Right.
Okay. Just because he built the software.
Because he had his finger in there.
Ew.
His finger was in the dike.
Ew. Gross. Okay.
And they were also ordered to pay back the victims, which was over 2 million euros. I don't know how much that is in lira, but euros is more than lira.
2 million. Okay. You was talking about billions.
They earned billions. There was only 132 people who filed formal complaints, though.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So that's what they had to pay back to those people.
The people that complained.
Got it. They're like, oh, that's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. I'm in jail. Whatever.
Well, check it out. So, they, of course, their shit was seized because they were doing shit. Wanna Marchi had no property to seize. She didn't have anything. She might have had money, maybe, but she was buying stuff, but like nothing that they could use to or no property that they could use to compensate these people. Stefania had properties. She had real estate, so they took hers. But apparently Juana is found to have no money or no property.
She got gold bars
I don't even know how that happened. She buried some money somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. What was his name? Carl Gallagher. He buried that bag of money.
Carl's funny. His drug money.
Uh-huh. Anyway, okay, so Francesco Campagna is involved as the author of the computer system that they used. Yeah. Mario Pacheco do Nascimento, who left for Brazil, never got he wasn't involved in the trial, but they did sentence him in absentia, and he was sentenced to 4 years on May 30th, 2003.
Okay.
But, of course, his ass was in fucking
Brazil.
So
that's what he has coming to him once he goes back to Italy.
I guess so.
Okay.
I don't know, if they'll make him... I think he's back in Italy, though, because he was fucking doing interviews. So who knows what. On March 4th in 2009, the Court of Cassation, which is like an appeals court, cemented their sentences. So Wanna Marchi got 9 years and 6 months total of prison time. Stefania got 9 years and 4 months of prison time, and Francesco Campagna got 3 years. That was their final sentences.
Mm-hmm.
And she was released in September 2015. But she had been doing a work release program for years working at her daughter's boyfriend's restaurant. So, like, they would, let her out to go to work, and then she would have to return to prison. And then she was on house arrest when her daughter had to have hip surgery. So, like, they were in and out of prison. Like, apparently you could just fucking knock on the door and be like, hey, can I go out there to do this thing and then come right back? Because that's what they were doing.
Apparently that's how Italy rolls.
Yeah. So, afterwards, they made a few appearances on TV, but people were like, why are these bitches on my TV?
I would have felt the same way.
A lot of people, complained about them, and so like they would get their spots pulled from TV.
I agree with that. Get these bitches off my TV.
Pretty much, yeah. But in 2022 of this year, September, they got a Netflix documentary, and this is the resulting podcast episode based on that.
Dun, dun, dun. Full circle.
Apparently there's a book deal in the works now as well. So we have not heard the last of Wanna Marchi.
That was nice, Brandi. That was refreshing, I guess. All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Fucking no wonder. Anyway, I know you have not, but Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is back.
Oh yeah, I watched. Well, I didn't. I was doing this research and it was on in the background, so I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to because I watched all 3 episodes this morning, but didn't watch them. They were on, but I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, that's something.
This season's crazy. I'm just I loved how they did the before, before the show started, to where they are now.
The interviews.
Yes.
She's my best friend. I've known her for 10 years. Oh my god. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Dude. I'm just saying, if you're not already watching this show,
and we haven't even gotten into Jen Shaw's shit yet.
We gonna do an update on Jen Shaw shit.
No, literally. I mean on the show.
I know.
Yeah.
It's all good. Salt Lake City, I didn't think y'all had it in you. I wasn't looking forward to this franchise. And I am for it.
They came out the gate.
And Whitney is such a mess. She's so messy.
Shots fucking fired. I know. She's got all
so
these,
messy.
These recovered memories of abuse now. Oh my god.
Well, that's sad. But I'm talking about when she gets drunk, you could tell when she's talking. And how she was confiding in, I want to call her Marilyn. What's that old girl? Meredith. She was confiding in Meredith about some stuff about Lisa that she said. But then at the retreat in Arizona, she tried to say it was Meredith who brought her this information, which is not true. Because they have it on tape, bitch. You said what you said. Oh. And Meredith was like, she told me.
Uh-huh.
And
she's like, no, that's not true.
Uh-huh. And Lisa's just like, well, I mean, Lisa deserves it, the shit that she's been talking. But
either way, this is the one who she was sucking his dick for tickets to the
to the fucking Utah Jazz. Settle down.
I like how freaking Heather was like, it's not like it's the Lakers. It's not like it's courtside at the Lakers.
Right?
She was like, I'd give a blowy for tickets next to Jack Nicholson.
A blowy.
But the Jazz?
That's funny. Yeah, so we will be covering Jen Shaw this season, or, for this season of season 3 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I want to talk about the Beverly Hills Housewives season that just went by and all that fuckery. And fucking Erica.
Are they on the reunion yet, or did it happen?
It hasn't happened. They've recorded it already.
Yeah, I know that.
But it hasn't aired yet.
Okay.
So the reunion is coming up, and it's going to be good.
I need to finish the season. I haven't finished.
Catch up on the season. Erica's like, I don't give a fuck about anybody but myself.
I saw that part.
And I mean, I understand what she's saying, but bitch, you're in the middle of some shit. Have some compassion. Why should I? It's just rough.
Yeah, it's gross.
And, yeah, you don't know what I've been through. Yeah, we do. We do.
You went through it on TV, so yeah.
We do know what you're going through. And then, all of our social media posts, cleared. You're cleared of the fact that you had no idea that this stuff was happening. Great. All right, fine. Cool. Good job. He was doing it before you came along. We know that.
Right.
So have some compassion that your lifestyle was being supported off the backs of the clients that your husband defrauded.
Pretty much, yeah.
So just recognize real, Anyway, we're going to get into it, guys. We'll be back with another episode, I promise. And thank you so much for all of your support. We love our patrons. Patrons, we love you, we love you, we love you. Thank you for sticking with us. Kathleen, we love you. Patron, Kathleen, you're the best. And all the other patrons, you guys are amazing too, of course. KT, OT. I can't name everybody. I have to now. Ken. Carol.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Amy.
All right.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We love you.
Certainly.
And I'm Sunny Hepburn.
And I'm Brandi Fleeg.
And this was Book of Lies. The podcast.
It's bold bitches.